Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the second edition of the Saga Book Club on 22 panels. I am joined by Matt and Belle, our father-daughter combo who read Saga together, and I'm certain that was awkward on a couple of pages here. Thankfully, you probably read it in different rooms, possibly in different towns. Lee from Psychocomicology and comic writer Josh Eiserike. I think screenwriter too. Oh, has your wrist been bothering you, Josh? I have to
Oh
put one of
no,
those.
it's just it's occupational hazard of just, sitting and typing all day.
Well, that's what, yeah, that's fair.
So now
So,
so now I wear these dorky wrist guards and I don't know, I wish there was a cool story like a hockey accident, but no, I just
no, no,
write them.
no. I figured it was from the writing. That's why I have to wear mine sometimes too. Mine's on the floor over here. My wrist's been kind enough to me lately that I didn't think to put it on. Is that a Writers Guild t-shirt?
Oh, it
Is it one
is.
of those strike ones, or is it just a Writers Guild one?
No, it's
Because
just
I
the
got a
writer's
couple.
guild.
Okay, I got a couple of the strike ones
That
because
well
I have
that that's
friends.
that's 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 where I got it. It was the free swag.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Me
well,
too.
mine weren't free. They were to help people out. I paid for them because I'm not in the
It's
guild.
it's appreciated.
Yeah.
I think my entire wardrobe is mostly just clothes that were gifted to me for various things. So I'm a writer. Like I don't know how to dress.
Yeah. That's allowed.
Yeah,
I'm a podcaster and a teacher. I don't know how to dress either.
yeah.
But my wife makes cool t-shirts. So,
Oh,
I
nice.
can
so I
attest to that.
often
She
have,
sure does.
yeah. Actually, right now it's my one of a kind mutiny sweatshirt.
Oh, that's cool. I dig that.
Yeah. Little halt and catch fire. I like to I don't think I actually sent a picture of it today to Chris. Half the time when I wear it, I'm friends with Chris Cantwell, who is the showrunner creator. So that's why she made me the Mutiny t-shirt. She's like, "Oh, you fell in love with this show after you became friends with this guy. So here's your Christmas present."
Nice.
um, but yeah, so Saga Volume 2. We meet the first set of parents here. Um, that's interesting. What are first thoughts from people? I want to I could talk so much about Saga. I want other people to weigh in first. And if we have to go alphabetically, we can.
I went first last time. You're not making me go first this time.
I'm I'm
Well,
I'm
the
I'm
youngest
happy to
of
jump
us.
in, but it looks like Lee wants to talk.
I I love the mom. I was actually looking through the volume two just to find her name, but the mom was just oh uh just like hard ass through and through. And I could definitely see where Marco gets his fire. So I thought it was
Yeah.
just like a literal um tough ass mom, tough ass kid, like son. So especially when you think about it, not to go too psychological here, but mom's supposed to be the more nurturing one. Uh, typically, now Marco is just like, oh, okay, I understand you just a little bit better. This is really wild for me. But
And when he goes head to head with her is
oh,
also like wasn't
uh-huh.
there was a point where like he was not quite violent, just
Hmm.
like blew the thing up right at her feet and it is
Hmm.
like if you ever disgrace or ever disparage the mother of my child again.
Yes.
That was pretty cool of him.
It's like, oh, I
Sometimes,
mean, it's incredibly
sometimes
cool of
men
him,
have
but
to
it's
do
like,
that to their mothers.
but it's like, ooh, wow, your mom is the one that can get you to nearly break your
Wow.
vow of pacifism.
I think that though shows that like how much of a hard ass she really is. Like she's not gonna
Oh
let
yeah,
up. So he has to step up the ante
yeah,
to get her to
oh
quell that
yeah,
behavior. Like it's a push and pull between them. And I like seeing it even after his dad passes away. Like it continued. Like they
right.
still have that. that because spoiler alert, yeah, Dad
I was
dies.
just about to say, damn it.
Dad dies, guys.
It is this issue. So, like,
There was almost 2 deaths.
if you're listening to Saga Volume 2 on 22 panels, 13 years
Yeah, I was about to
after
say,
the issues came out and didn't know that Bar dies, we apologize.
that's on you. I'm not taking responsibility for that.
We can
Right.
thank Fiona though that we still have Lion Cat in this issue.
That's
So,
true.
It was
This is
almost
the
2
one.
deaths.
So I have a question, and you may know this, Belle. It sounds like you do. Was this the moment that Lion Cat was supposed to die?
Yes.
Yes. I went downstairs and talked to my dad, and I was like, she better not be gone. And he was like, do you know why Lion Cat's still here? And I remember my dad sitting me down and telling me the story of Fiona Staples saving Lion Cat. And from then on, I love Fiona Staples even more.
Yeah. The image at the end of chapter 10 was supposed to be like the last we saw of Lion Cat, and essentially Fiona refused to draw chapter 11 until that was changed.
And
At least that's the way
credit,
they've told the story.
That was your last one. You don't get to do that again.
Yeah, I don't think you can get away with that. I think if she decided that there was another one, he'd lose. That's just my thoughts. Is at this point he knows where the bread is buttered.
I think though too, the fact that she got through to 10 or whatever it was in Lion Cat, like if she had gotten through further, we might have saved Marco. If you really think about it, if she only got 1,
No,
she technically only had 1.
Because
one could argue.
And talk about major spoiler, Belle.
Sorry.
That's like
I still
7
think about
volumes.
That still hurts me. That still hurts me.
It does. It hurts. That I'm not looking forward to getting to volume 6.
That's gonna hurt.
It is. It is. I almost want to do volume 6 and 7 in the same month so that like we can get through the hurt and onto the rock and roll. But then I remember that 7's not actually all pleasant either.
Right.
I'm sorry, Josh. We went off in all.
No, that's totally fine. I would like to add. I think I said this last time. I'm rereading these for the first time since they came out on floppies. So like I have a vague memory of what happened and what happened, to the characters more recently, and I'm behind recently, and now I'm just gonna wait till we get there.
Right. So be really careful about post 54, Belle. Yes, I'm looking at you.
Okay.
I know that. I'm certainly caught up through there. It's just like the last few issues, single issues. I've fallen off a little.
Right.
I have. They're just sitting on my giant stack behind me to read pile. But anyway, I said this last time.
Your bookcase of to read pile.
Yes,
I have a bookcase of to read pile.
We all.
Yeah, I said this last time, and like it hit me even harder. I'm looking at the page right now. I didn't know this because I wasn't emotionally mature enough. But I mean, this is just about parenting. That's all this is.
Oh yeah.
Everything from
from
the will to the robot people. Do they even have names, or are they just robot people? Like, do they have
it's the Robot Kingdom.
The robot Kingdom.
He does have a name. He's 4.
Yes, but like
Prince Robot 4.
But like, there's like Landfall and Crest in the Robot Kingdom, but they don't have like elves or dwarves or anything. They're just robots.
No, they're just robots.
But again,
I mean,
everything.
Some of the robots have black and white screens, and some of them have colored screens. There's like races within the Robot Kingdom. There's like a hierarchy there, but like largely it's just the Robot Kingdom.
But the moment that just like killed me is at the end of chapter 11. I'm looking at it right now, right as Marco's father is dying, and you go to that quick flashback. It's like 2 pages in a panel and I had no idea when I was reading this the first time. I didn't get it, and I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what they're speaking. It looks a little bit Spanish. I'm not sure.
It's actually Esperanto.
Esperanto. I think we did talk about that last time too.
Yeah.
And it's like there's this grasshopper. It's just Dad's teaching.
Josh, you keep moving back and forth from your microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, I am looking at the book, which is not in front of me now. I have it in front of me.
That's fair.
Sorry, guys. No, it's a two-page scene, 2 pages in one panel,
Yeah.
flashback right before he dies. He's teaching him how to ride a bike. I'm teaching my 6-year-old how to ride a bike right now, and I can't read Esperanto. You don't need to. Like the scene, it's beautiful.
No.
And then he dies. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I mean, I have
Well, and I will say that I have gone through once with Google Translate to read all of the Esperanto. And as Brian has said many times, it's kind of designed so you don't have to. Like
yeah.
there was
Yeah.
almost never a time where there was even a single word that I was surprised that they'd said that. Like I'd been able to kind of, if I recall correctly, and I'm not going to do it again, Barr is telling him, no, you got to get back on.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
things
I
are
mean,
hard, but they're
again,
worth doing.
you don't need it. It was kind of the
Right.
same thing he did on Why the Last Man. I speak a little Hebrew, and the scenes
Right.
with the I don't remember the name of the villain, Alter, I think her name was, where
Yeah.
it's like it's all written in transliteration, and like I know what she's saying, and hats off to Brian K. Vaughan for getting it right, but like you don't need to know what she's saying.
Right.
Like you get it through just the character interaction, and I mean the grasshopper scene just killed me this time. The only other thing I would say was, and maybe this is because I was reading them in floppies. To me, like the volume one, like when Marco's parents showed up, that felt like a more definitive ending to an arc. Whereas this just feels like, oh, it's another cliffhanger, and the adventure is going to continue at the end of 12.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning in terms of
Yeah.
like, or maybe off air. I don't remember if we started recording. Volumes 2 and 3 feel like they're smashed together. Like that's an arc that, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
cliffhanger that really goes into volume 3 stuff that like
Mhm.
until I reread volume 2, about half of what I think we're going to read in volume 3, I had thought was in volume 2, even though I've reread volume 2 many, many times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really glad I reread it this time because I was all prepared to talk about scenes that haven't happened yet. And there were a couple things that did happen that I thought were farther away because they're not strictly part of this story. And I crammed all the action together. And that's actually one of the beauties of Saga is like there are separate arcs. I mean, this is I used to
Separate
talk about
arcs
this
that touch on similar
that touch each other.
storylines.
Right.
Yes.
I used to talk about this with the West Wing too. Like the number of times I would say, "Oh, don't you know this episode?" And then I'd be talking about this other episode, and then I'd realize that those were the same episodes, just different plot threads of.
Yep.
But that like depending on when I was watching it, like one plot thread would be what that episode was about, and at different time, this plot thread was what that episode was about. So when I'm just thinking about and talking about it and don't have it in front of me, I think that this plot thread and that plot thread are separate from each other rather than intertwined with each other. And that's really like particularly I had forgot and you're right, it's all about parenting, particularly, but also this is where you get the beginning of the will and parenting. I had forgotten that before Quietus, he had gone to save Slave Girl. That he
Yes.
had gone and like gone on his nutso because he lost the stock. I had thought that was volume 3 and that like this was focused on getting to Quietus and that sort of thing. And then the will came back and nope, they were all threaded together. Including, and I got to call it out because it's one of those things where like, this is one of my favorite pages in all of Saga. It's page 22 in the trade paperback. So,
Page
right
numbers near.
before,
I got the omnibus. I'm
well,
screwed.
I have the digital in front of me.
Oh.
So it's the fifth page from the end of chapter 7. It's the page with the will. It's actually the only page with the will in there. And I've always loved this page because I just love the idea of cardboard boxes and a camcorder and RCA cables plugged into what really looks like a tube television in space in the world of Saga. And somehow, what I had always missed is that he is not remembering his time with Stock. He is watching their homemade porn.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
watching the sex tape. But also
This was the first time that struck me, even though I have always loved the camcorder and the RCA cables.
But also, Ted, look at his expression there. Like, it's not titillating. He's sad.
No.
And that's
Oh no, he's definitely sad.
And
And
that's
I think
going
that's
to inform all of his choices going forward with the
Yeah.
slavery. Like, it's a beautiful moment.
Oh, absolutely. But it's also just such a point of world building that, like, yes, we're in space and we have rocket ships made out of trees and we have robots that fuck and we have camcorders and tube televisions and people still make homemade porn using camcorders that they watch on tube televisions. I mean, this universe just has so many levels.
So much to offer in such a small amount of time.
You know, and we'll have little things like, I mean, then you turn the page and you've got, like, it could be Endor, except that you know that it's on a spaceship and that the plants are made almost on command. You know? You turn the page back and the spaceship is a skull. I mean, that's your 3-page stretch there. You've got your skull ship, cardboard boxes in the new place with the tube TV, Endor inside of a wooden spaceship.
And if you turn a couple pages forward, you get the nut monster.
That's right. And I also love Marco and his mother's interaction there, where he's like, "Mom, don't look, no. And she looks up and she's like, "This is nothing I haven't seen before."
And you sound proud of that, Mom.
And then he won't let her kill it.
Right.
And she's just like, seriously.
There's actually a section of pages sorry.
And then we have him drop lightning on her or near her for
Heck yeah. I was gonna say there's also this section, I don't remember where it was, but it's where the I think it's the beginning of one of the chapters. It's 4. He's down on the battlefield and they're calling for a medic. It is and I want to talk about that scene real quick. I was talking to my dad about that earlier.
The mouse that doesn't have a mask.
Yes. Yes, because she beginning of chapter 12.
Beginning of chapter 12.
You hear a lot of backstory about her, and she, in such a short time, is built into such a character. Like, she's trying to make sure he's okay. She's calling him Your Majesty. She doesn't really know. She's tripping over her words, but he asks her why she's there, and she's like, "Oh, I'm getting my degree. Like, that's why I'm in the war." And then, like, for me as a college student, like, like I'm relating to this little mouse girl. And then all of a sudden we realize she doesn't have a mask. And we watch her explode on like the 4th page.
She doesn't have a mask because they didn't give her one. She wasn't deemed worthy of a mask.
Yeah.
You can come fix us, but like,
we
can find other people to fix us.
Yeah.
Right. And
masks
I think for
are
that to be
expensive.
something. Yeah. And for that to be something that 4 is thinking of and like remembering and recalling, like just the amount of things that 4 has been through and seen that we don't experience as readers. It really builds 4 as this in-depth character that
you feel bad for.
Yeah, like you understand that he is carrying a lot of trauma, despite the fact that he is a bad guy.
For him, but you
yeah,
feel bad for him.
It's horrible for him.
I mean, you wind up I mean, throughout this series, the number of different things we feel for the will is ridiculous.
Mhm.
I can say that I don't know if the will ever got on my good side in this part. I fucking hated this guy.
I
Dude, when she
mean,
grabs the guy's head
sometimes
and explodes it, I was like, all right, the will's cool.
sometimes the way he was good to right now she's slave girl, but I hate calling her slave girl, so she'll become Sophie, and I'll spoil that. Sometimes the way he behaves with Sophie is really sweet.
Yep.
And there are times where he tries to get away, and then winds up coming back. I have the same thing with Prince Robot,
Uh-huh.
like particularly at this point, I don't think there's any way I could possibly, like I feel for him a little bit when he's getting blackmailed by the Secret Service guy who's, oh, I'm gonna go dance with this glowing. Are you threatening my wife? Just reminding you what you've got to.
Yep. There's more to
Uh,
this than just you.
I'm psychoanalyzing myself right now because my recollection and so far is I love the Will. Like I know he's an antagonist, but like I'm with him. Like to me, he's a hero so far. I haven't read this in a long time, and I remember also never liking Prince Robot, and I psychoanalyze myself. I wonder if it's simply because the Will has a face and Prince Robot doesn't, and I never.
I was about to say, are you forgetting who was holding the blade in issue 54?
I don't forget that, but also I mean, and that's also
Spoilers
why I
again,
said,
everybody.
But you
that's
have to
also why I
consider.
said I recognize he's an antagonist, but I mean something I tell my students all the
Right.
time, like the best villains are the heroes of their own story, and
Yep.
he's so much more complicated than just like Captain Hook twirling a mustache or whatever.
Well, as it turns out, we have a psychoanalyst here. Lee, what do you think of Josh and his thoughts on
My first thing is I charge by the hour. That's my first thing.
By the hour. Ouch.
50 minutes, 50 minutes.
No, I think there's something to
No,
be
he's a
said.
nice guy. He might give you a whole hour.
Yeah, geez.
But yeah, that is something that's interesting too, because like for me, I definitely felt a lot of things up and down, and I'm not just saying for this volume, but as a whole of Prince Robot, right? I definitely felt like he thought he was important. He believed that he was important. And at the same time, I think he got, if I remember correctly, he got humbled very quickly when he's trying to commandeer this ship. So
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
in that case, it was like, man, you're in a monarchy, you think you're hot shit, and then you get quickly put down as like, no, you're just another grunt in a way. Which I found interesting versus the will. Maybe it was that. At least I'm thinking back to my previous, my first read of it. The will was much more like, "Oh, you're doing this for why? Is it just money? Like, granted, he does have a lot more growth that comes from that. And obviously, like in that picture, I get that they're trying to make me feel bad for him. But I'm like, bro, this is the life you chose. Like, what'd you expect? So I don't know. Maybe it is a face, but I'm also looking at and like intent and motives. I guess.
Is there, and I'm literally, I could be completely full of it. I wonder,
Mhm.
is there like the Han Solo of it all too? Like, I grew up with Han Solo, so I see a character like the Will who's, rugged and good looking and also kind of a jerk. And I'm like, oh, well, of course I'm supposed to like him because I like Han Solo.
Mhm.
Anti-hero.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much so. And maybe it's because I saw
Well,
Prince Robot
it could also
dying
be
and he's thinking about sucking
the
dick. I don't know.
yeah,
Speaking of Han
it could be
Solo,
the Boba Fett effect. He's a
Oh,
bounty hunter.
yeah.
but speaking of Han Solo, has anyone heard of the Han Solo paradox?
Is this a joke
Is
No.
that,
setup?
Is
is
the
that where
fact that
is that where your supporting character is more interesting than your lead?
no, that's where you feel bad for the guy because the whole time Leia is in her slave outfit, he's
Oh
blind.
my god. Oh my god, I knew it. I called it. It's a joke setup.
But it's true. In Return of the Jedi,
I called
the
it. I know
whole
my
time,
father.
Okay.
she's in her
Okay.
slave Leia costume. He's blind and can't see her.
Oh my
Two
God.
things, Matt. The
Yeah.
the 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 acceptable term is her Hut Slayer outfit.
Okay, fair enough.
And second, um, there's the implication that he's seen more of her already,
Yes,
and
but
even if he hasn't seen more of her already, he soon will. They have
no,
children.
yes, yes.
I just have to say this for
But
the audio listeners that Matt had both me and Josh like leaning in towards the camera saying, "What is this paradox? Tell me more."
Yeah.
my point is,
And Belle's sitting there going, "This is not going to be worth it, guys."
I go, this is a joke setup, and everyone's like,
but it's not a joke. We got to the viewers of Return of the Jedi got to enjoy Princess Leia, and he did
mean,
not. Like
let's be really clear. You know, I don't know if you read the Princess Diarist.
No.
Okay. Carrie Fisher's last biography or autobiography, she revealed that Han Solo got to see a lot of her way back in the New Hope days.
I'm sure he did. I think that's how she figured out he was a nerf herder.
Getting back onto the Saga track, I have a comment on when we were talking about the robot Prince 4. My generation has a
You mean you don't want to go straight to the page where Hazel says, "Yes, my parents had sex once."
I mean, we also do get a panel of that in this chapter. It's great. However,
Sure.
I have two things on the Prince robot.
Right.
One, my generation actually has a lot of like qualms with AI, so it's interesting reading this in the age of how AI is becoming bigger and seeing how the robot kingdom functions. That's been really interesting. And secondly, we're talking about how the Will is an anti-hero, right? I kind of like the Will in a BoJack Horseman way, just like I like Thor in a BoJack Horseman way. Like I hate these guys; they're terrible people. I don't want them to win, but they're BoJack Horsemen. You see them screw up, you see them do bad things, and you say they can get better. They can get better, and you want them to get better, and you hope that they get better, and they suck anyway. So bad.
And then they don't get better.
No.
Or they tease getting better for a moment, and then something bad happens, and they use that as the excuse to not be better anymore.
All the way back to non-redeemable.
They induce the reader with a syndrome I like to call "I can fix him. I can fix him" syndrome. They're like, "Oh, but I can fix him. But you can fix him. But he's good. He's good at heart, guys. I promise. He's not good at heart. He's not going to get better."
This is why I was so happy when you asked to join us, Belle, and why I keep hoping that more of the women that are on the list show up, because man, do we need to be put in other places with stuff like that at times, because it's true. We're sitting there going, "Oh, this is a nice guy. He'll get better. He's a white male. He's royalty. He can do it."
And you're watching as Gwendolyn is falling for this loser who is clearly not over his ex, who is clearly upset and going on a spiral, who almost loses his cat and his newly saved daughter girl, who's not quite his daughter yet, and almost kills her, who's like quite emotionally distraught herself because of him lacking the decision-making skills to make, clear choices toward the end of this
So you
chapter.
are starting to get into volume 3 here.
Toward the end of this chapter, we almost lose Lion Cat here. I'm in volume 2.
No. But when you said her,
stayed up late and read past where we were supposed to.
I know.
Yeah, I read chapter 25, but I promise I'm here.
So like 3 and 4.
No.
Right.
No, because you see Gwendolyn. Because you kind of see Gwendolyn. Because you kind of do see Gwendolyn though start to interact with him in this.
A little bit.
In this
volume. But it happens more in the next book.
Sadly, yeah, the funny thing about Gwendolyn, you don't like her, you don't want to like her, and then she gets,
and then you wind up liking her, and then she actually like does get better.
Exactly.
I love Gwendolyn.
At least kind of.
So yeah, that's why I love the way he the way Brian K. Vaughan writes these characters. It's like shit.
Though I did not like her much in issue 55.
Thankfully, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Thankfully, That ain't where we are.
That's true.
What's awesome to me is like, I mean, we've just been talking about the will, and Gwendolyn is like, we haven't really touched that much on Marco and Alana. A little with the mom, but it's like, if this story were just about the will, Gwendolyn, Sophie, like, I think it'd still be pretty great.
It
Like,
would.
Probably.
it would still be pretty great.
Like they could do a mini season, or what is it, a follow up arc,
Yeah.
you know,
One
like,
off, one shot.
exactly, of just that storyline,
Yeah.
and everyone would buy it and be like, this is great.
It would be great.
It's kind of like how Bone by Jeff Smith. Yeah, it's kind of like how Bone by Jeff Smith did their Rose prequel, where it's just Grandma Ben's storyline in the beginning, because Grandma Ben is such a good character that even just reading about Grandma Ben is that good. Like they could do that with the Robot Kingdom. They could do that with just Landfall. You know how much I'd kill for a Landfall backstory just to understand the goddamn origins of this war that's been waged for so long that we barely understand as readers. Like I would love to get a prequel to this war to understand how it all started, but it's
and J.R.R.
yeah, I think it is.
Tolkien would love to hear that because he wrote the Silmarillion just for you.
Yeah. But like,
I was actually gonna say she's invoking Bone, so Matt, you owe her a trip to Cartoon Crossroads sometime.
Done.
I love Bone.
I mean, it's next weekend. You could pick her up and just meet me in Columbus. I'll be there too.
I'm free next
I
weekend.
bet you there are still rooms available.
What is that?
Matt, I'm telling you.
All right, I'll do what I can.
Cartoon Crossroads is Jeff Smith's Comic-Con.
I'm sorry, audio people. My face just went crazy. I had a jaw-dropping moment.
I mean, Jeff isn't actually tabling this year, but he will almost certainly be around. It takes place between the Ohio State University Billy Ireland Cartoon Library and Museum and the Columbus Public Library and the Columbus Art Museum and the Columbus Art College. And like this year, I don't even remember everybody who's coming this year. I'll go with last year. Those are the people that I saw. Last year, Art Spiegelman was interviewed by Jeff Smith.
Okay, aside from the con though, Josh had something to say and I totally cut him off with my Bone stuff.
Doesn't matter. I'm like, I wish I was in Ohio. That sounds great.
Right?
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I felt
this is totally the con that I tell everybody that they owe it to themselves to go to at least once, and it's the con that I try. I mean, this will only be my third year, but it's my sincere intention to never miss another one. Which is but here I'm gonna drop a gift into the the chat box because they have a YouTube channel where they put the talks up in the run up to the next year. So the Jeff Smith Art Spiegelman talk actually went up recently. So, but other people talk because I'm looking at things.
Dad, I'm texting you about this con now.
Yeah.
Okay, text away.
I just saw that in the chat.
Yes. I don't know, there's just so much to talk about in this chapter, man. Like it's so interesting because it is when Saga is kind of speeding up that it's kind of like a whiplash. Like I was reading last night for 2.5 hours. I couldn't stop myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I did. I had to make myself stop at the end of this chapter. I know your feeling. But
I told her, I said, that's why I'm glad I'm reading the trade paperbacks, because if I had the omnibus, I'd keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've said it before, and I'm certain it'll come up again. Like, this is literally the first time, and partially because we decided to start the book club, this is the first time that I haven't reread all of Saga during one of their breaks. because they've had the publishing schedule of 6 issues on, 3 months off, 6 issues on, 3 months off. And historically, when they go into their 3 months off is when I start reading again. So it's all fresh in my mind
Gosh.
when the next issue comes out.
Yep.
I reread it, I think, 3 times during their 3-year hiatus,
Oh,
including
that's awful.
including a 54 issue binge the Monday and Tuesday before 55 came out,
Hi, everybody.
which I showed up at
Thursday
Challengers
night.
Comics and Conversation
Columbus,
at midnight.
Welcome everyone to Cartoon Crossroads Columbus 2024.
Did I accidentally start playing Cartoon Crossroads
I think you did.
video?
I sure didn't.
Okay. But yeah, I binged the 54 issues, and then I was at Challengers for midnight opening to buy my copy of Saga, which I read issue 55, I think 3 times before noon the next day. So yeah, that's
I had totally forgotten like the book was even on hiatus. Like for the other dads on here, like man, having kids just like mess with my relationship to time. I go, oh, cool, Saga. Oh yeah, it's been 3 years. What? And it just felt like for a little bit. I had no idea.
Yeah, thankfully, like my grandkids were born during the hiatus, so like I didn't have the same, like the kids took up all the time.
Right. So I did not reread before any of the hiatus, but to Brian K. Vaughan's testament, usually like if I haven't picked up a book in a while, I either have to go back and reread it and catch up, or God bless him if there's a recap page in there. But for whatever reason, like the writing just grounds me in the story, and I figure out everything as I go, and that's great.
No, if like Morning Glories decided to come back after all of these years,
oh my God, I would be all over that.
I would too, but I totally have to reread it.
Reread it twice.
Right. But like that, Matt, am I the only one bothered by the fact that like if they chop 2 pages off of that, that would be just perfect 50-issue series? They actually pretty much wrap up the first 50 issues, and then they give you this big twist and turn in like the last 2 or 3 pages. And now it's like what, 15 years later, and we haven't gotten it anymore.
Yup. I just friended Joe Isima on Facebook because of Tyler's connection, and I want to text him and be like, dude, ever, please.
I think it's more on Nick's side. He got busy at Marvel and then busy at Substack, and I don't even know what he's doing now.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but it's like that would be my connection to get the answer.
Oh yeah.
Please help me out.
I did want to say. Ooh.
No, please, Belle.
Are you positive? I'm gonna totally divert this conversation. We're gonna go off the rails.
We were talking about non-Saga stuff. So
I know I'm bringing us back. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That is exactly what I'm doing. I went and cut up a snack, and now I'm going to talk about Saga more. So I want to talk about the beginning of chapter 8. We get a full panel shot of Alana reading A Nighttime Smoke. And I think that in this volume, we really get a lot of, what is his name? Shit, I'm blanking. The author. I don't know his name.
Heist.
Yes, we get Oswald Heist introduced. Thank you. In this volume in a really big manner. It's kind of like their Bible. And I think it's really interesting to watch these characters kind of bond and build this deep connection. We learn how Marco and Alana met. Like, we should talk about Marco and Alana in this issue, in this volume, because this is their backstory.
Well, and like throughout the book, we get just enough of A Nighttime Smoke that I like kind of hope that Brian's secretly written it and will publish it at some point, because even though I think that it's exactly what it gets described at a couple of times here, where yes, it's boring, but that's kind of the point. It's so beautifully boring. I mean, I'm just going to read this page because this is our first big glimpse of a nighttime smoke, and it's the end of the book, but it's just with matching indifference, they watch the purple stains relentless march across the helpless rug. Will you judge me if I open another bottle? I will, though I think you'll approve of the verdict, Eames said. Contessa went to uncork something with a duck on the label, while Eames fisted couch cushions in search of the remote. Hey, did you take cake haters? Shit, she yelled from the kitchen. Sorry, I spaced. Eames just shrugged as Contessa returned to refill their glasses. It's fine. This season is kind of sucked anyway. I know, right? Hey, should we go to your brother's opening instead? Definitely not, he said. He smiled. Eames then patted the bench next to him, and grinning, Contessa took her place to his right. Always the right. Just like to be poetic about like spilled the wine, don't feel like cleaning it up, gonna go get more wine. Are we gonna watch our reality TV? No, we forgot to tape our reality TV. Oh well.
Want to support
No,
your
we're
brother?
not going
No.
to the family thing. But to manage to
I can
put
relate.
like that rhythm and beauty to it, even for
It takes
just a
talent.
page.
It takes
is
talent.
just-
Yeah, but
well,
then when
and
you
and
actually
and like, go ahead, Matt.
so when you actually get to talk to the author and Robot 4 is talking, he's like, I was just putting words on a page so I can get paid, bitch. It's like, oh, really?
Well, but that was what he was telling Robot 4.
I know, but that's why it's funny. It's just like, oh man, I was just
It
trying to
is.
get a paycheck.
And we
Mhm.
technically don't learn
Yeah.
more until volume
But
3.
that's right.
So all we know
Well,
now.
we know that the family is hiding underneath. That's the
Yeah.
last page.
Yep.
Robot was wrong. We've been there for 2 weeks already.
2 weeks. Yeah.
But all we know right now is that a nighttime smoke is words on a page.
That's true.
Yep.
But I mean, they have interesting. I mean, I like the conversation between Robot and Heist. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
where Heist like accurately predicts the PTSD and like
Mhm.
really kind of pisses him off about it.
Yep. He knew just where to apply the pressure.
Right.
I like to say, know how to push his buttons.
Yes.
I love that.
But like, why I'm impressed by that page is like, you've known that they were attached to this book, and as a MacGuffin, it's still great, right? But to show you that page that's so beautifully done, even in telling you absolutely nothing. And as you learn more later, you realize that that's what it's about. It's about, oh, these two people that are supposed to hate each other can just be normal people together, which is really kind of Marco and Alana to begin with. It's like, it's
Mhm.
not just that, hey, we can fucking have a baby. It's that we can laugh, we can have dinner, we can have a life where the whole war going on doesn't matter to us except that they want us dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when we can forget that because they're not actually here with us, we can do dumb shit.
And it like shows us that like their life can still be beautiful. That's why I love A
Right.
Nighttime Smoke, and why we get this panel is because it proves to us as readers that this is how Marco and Alana strive to live. Before we even know any
Right.
more of what D. Oswald Heiss is writing, before we even know the deeper meaning behind this book, we realize that this is how Marco and Alana both want to live.
But doesn't there come a point where the author is like, if this is the only book you've read, you really should read some more books. Like, there's more, right?
There is.
Am I
Yeah.
missing
There
this?
is.
So,
No.
and-
No.
And that's like the religious tie-in for me. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm glad you have your Bible, thump it all you want, but trust me, there's more out there. It's like,
Right.
and this makes sense.
Go-
You could
Go
totally live your
live
life.
some, read some other things.
Exactly. Expand your knowledge. Broaden those horizons.
Yeah. But I do think it's funny that when 4 goes in to Heist's house, he comes in thumping that Bible, A Nighttime Smoke.
Yep.
He comes in, book in hand, slamming it on the table, waving it in his face, like, "Hey, you wrote this, da-da-da, you wrote this, you wrote this." And then Heist is like, "You're traumatized from the war." Bam.
Bam.
It's
I'm gonna push your button.
But also, I think, and I forget whether you ever have it fully acknowledged by Prince Robot, but like one of the things that comes through when they're talking is that not only did Robot read the book, but he likes the book.
Yeah, he does.
Mhm.
He sees the value, he sees the threat of the book.
Because his wife is pregnant and
He
he's
has
gonna be a
broken this
dad.
down, and he sees
Absolutely.
all that's going on.
But
Yep.
we meet his dad later. We know that not all dads are good dads.
No, but we see that he has this desire to have a small life with his wife, with his
Right.
son, and settle
Right.
down and have calmness and have peace.
Mhm.
Like he relates on a deeper level to this novel that his superiors wouldn't relate on, that his
But he won't admit
relatives
it.
wouldn't relate on. No,
No, he's not allowed to admit it.
he's
He
BoJack
hasn't
Horseman.
even really admitted to himself
Exactly.
yet.
It's because he's BoJack Horseman. He's not going to be better. We can't fix him.
Yep. Because he would rather retain that royalty title. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. He knows the right thing. He's like, this is so convenient to do it this way now.
Yep.
Yeah, is
Can I sort of shift gears for a moment?
Yeah.
Please.
no.
I want.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I want
Mute,
to.
Josh.
Yes, I want to call out one other moment in chapter 8 where we see Alana and Marco meeting for the first time, and this is my other really favorite moment in this volume. Like we get these 3 pages. She's his guard. They're looking at each other. We know that they're going to wind up together. There's this beautiful panel. This is how my parents met. Their eyes connecting.
Yeah. And then she fucks him up with a gun.
And then she beats the shit out of him.
Yep.
It's a wonderful page turn. You get this great splash page, and he's taking your expectations, Brian K. Vaughan, and he's just completely inverting it, and it works so well. And we don't even need to get the aftermath of that. The scene's perfect. It's great.
Do you want to know a fun fact about that panel? The "This is how my parents met" panel. I have a iOS. My iOS is Saga, so I have little widgets of Saga panels and little apps with Saga characters on them. That's how much I'm into Saga. Anyway, "This is how my parents met" is one of those panels that I've looked at for the last 4 years, and I totally forgot about her bashing him in the face with a gun until we read this, and I laughed so hard. I was like, "Oh yeah, no, they're not as cut and dry as I ever have imagined them to be in these last 3 years, because they're Marco and Alana."
I think about something one of my old bosses said to me a long time ago, in terms of writing, is you know what the reader expects you to do the opposite.
Yep.
The exact opposite.
Hurt them and hurt your character, so it hurts them some more. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And just to point out too, that sort of cut and dry sort of moment, she responds so bluntly. You see her sort of face of warmth and the connection in their eyes, and then "I said no talking" is the line. It's
yes.
Wow.
I don't know what the word is. I wish someone could tell me. So if you pistol whip someone, you hit him with a pistol, but when you hit him with a rifle, what is that? Because
I knew this. There is a word for this.
Yeah.
I don't know it, but I want to.
This is going to drive me crazy.
We lost Tad. I don't know how.
We
Oh, he's
lose
back.
Tad. I'm the host now.
I'm the host now. That sounded so ominous.
Wield your power carefully.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was going on?
Dark side.
Conversation got derailed.
I yeah, I just
I got booted and came back.
Are you like Jesus?
We were looking for the word for banging a guy in the face with a gun.
yeah, I just like you.
No, I said
welcome-
if you pistol whip someone, you hit him with a pistol. What is it called?
So-
You hit him with a rifle.
According to Wikipedia, which is never wrong, ever,
Nope.
it's called, I am holding up my screen so you can maybe see that I'm not lying. Maybe if that brings done.
No, we got nothing.
It's called a butt stroke.
A butt stroke?
That's what
Because you hit him with the butt of the gun. I get it. I'm
Hell yeah.
butt stroke. That's gonna be my new fucking gamer tag.
So a lot of strokes is butt.
Buttstroke@gmail.com.
Hey.
She's giving him a butt stroke at the end of this scene. Is that what we're talking about right now?
There it is. There it is on the screen.
Love it.
Alana's butt stroking him, dude.
Yep.
That was not what I had remembered it was called. This is
That's
new to me. As
crazy.
News-
That's
yep,
crazy.
But I'm glad that I know it now.
well. So yeah, Alana is butt stroking Marco on their meet cute,
And
which delights me to no end because I'm still a 13-year-old boy.
I am 100% incorporating that into how I talk now. And two is that tell me a word that better describes the relationship between these two.
Yeah, right?
I mean, wow.
That's ideal. I don't even know if he did that on purpose, but knowing how Brian K. Vaughan writes, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Like he would go to that level.
Oh, I wouldn't put, I always assume like everyone's smarter than me. So I'm just going to say, yeah, he did. That tracks. And hopefully we get Ted back because I don't know if we could really close out this ep without him.
Well, you're the captain now, Lee.
Well, now I'm concerned of like, is it still recording?
It says it is.
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. I can read, I swear. So then let me just gonna ask you all this because I know this sort of sparked my interest, what we talked about earlier in terms of characters that like the Will, don't like the Will, like Prince Robot the Fourth. Is there any particular character that like really stands out to y'all? Like, okay, at this point, I'm really liking them. I like their growth, or is there a character that you don't like where they're going?
Offhand, only Mama's son, and she gets what she deserves. So, I mean, really, all the like main through tertiary characters, I'm totally on board with.
I love I love Marco's mother. I know we've already mentioned her, but I really love how she comes in hot in this volume. And how she rescues Isabel. Isabel's one of my favorite characters in the whole series. And I love how she comes in and saves one of my favorite characters and brings him back with Marco.
I know we touched on the Will and Prince Robot before, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But I will say that because I am so invested in Marco and Alana, at this point, just 2 volumes in, I don't like Gwendolyn. Now, I know that I will because I know where the story's going, but I see her as a foil for this couple that I'm rooting for.
Yeah. Okay. She does have a homewrecker vibe in this volume. It really does show through. Like she's meddling where she doesn't belong. Her fingers are in the bag. She needs to get out. Yeah. Like I do see that.
And for sure, like Marco was a dick to her.
Oh, yeah.
But Marco's the guy. I like Marco. I'm with Marco. I root for Marco.
Yeah.
Team Marco. Hashtag Team Marco.
I mean, I don't know if it was just, I was just reading about it the other day, but it's like, oh, it's like Scott Pilgrim. Like, he's totally a dick, but it's his story, and I like him, so there we go.
On the topic of talking about Marco, I don't think we've at all spoken about Marco's dad, who both lives and dies in this entire
volume. I love Marco's dad. Marco's dad is the most relatable character for me in this arc, this volume, whatever, because in his final moments, he gets it. Everything comes together for him. And I understand it, and it's hard.
Like all he wants to do is help his family, not
Yep.
stress anybody out, get the
Yep.
job done, and show up for his people. And he holds the ship
Yep.
together, gets them through it,
Yep,
makes everybody
not gonna be a
armor.
dick. There's no in-law bullshit drama with him. He's just like, dude, I'm here to help. Yep.
I love Bar. And I also love that we get that little tidbit where Hazel goes, and now a little snippet of that armor he made me is a bookmark. And like
Yep.
she still talks about it and she gives you
Yep.
like to date relations to like the things that happened a long time ago. No, Bar is great. Bar is a fantastic character.
And
Yep. Love Bar.
I gotta say too, and I loved. I opened straight to the panel where it was like the panels where as they're being attacked by that sort of missile, uh, she's like, "Bar, be careful your heart," and he interrupts with, "Is down in the engine room."
Mhm.
Yep.
I was never a great father to that boy, but I was always loyal to his mother. That probably counts for something, right? And it's
Mhm.
like, fuck, that
Yep.
is so deep. And it's like, man, I know where Marco gets his harshness from and that violence and that temper, but also know where he gets his softness. And that was like, wow, that,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like we love Marco because we love Bar secretly.
Yeah.
That's where it comes
Really?
from.
Basically.
Deep,
It's
deep
because
down.
it's because when Bar was younger, it wasn't acceptable to show emotion. But now that he's at the end of his days, he gets it and it's okay.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Generational. Tad,
Yeah,
the
it's that
question was,
generational trauma. Yeah.
Tad, just the question was, is I just kind of posed it to the group because we had the conversation earlier about the will and Prince Robot the Fourth of in this sort of volume, is there a character that you felt really drawn to or wanted to sort of know more about, or was there a character that you didn't really like and maybe kind of plan for their downfall?
I mean, I always love Hazel. I think I even love
Mhm.
her more when she's narrating before
Mhm.
she gets older. I love the fact that we know that this is her telling the story from some point in the future. Um, it always makes me wonder, like, how much of this, because it's definitely been passed down. So, like, how much is this like, is she the narrator and we're seeing the reality, or are we seeing the view that she got to write because it was passed down and it's truth as she knows it, you know? I still continue to wonder about the panels with the clipped corners. For a second, I thought I knew what they meant because there were a couple of times where they seemed to be there when you went into a flashback sequence, but then they were there for something else. I'm like, okay, no, that's not it. For a second, I thought it was like, oh, we're in two different places on the same page, but then I came across one that didn't fit that.
I'm at one
At
of those
some
right
point,
now.
at some point, I'm gonna like literally start keeping track of like which corner is clipped to see if they mean different things. But I haven't
Right.
I mean, the one
gotten
that I'm
there yet.
on, it's Alana and it says crack and there's like the ship is cracking and she's saying
Right.
so maybe it just means danger, maybe it just means there's like extreme violence happening, maybe these are the points
Well,
where
except that the
Hazel as the
extreme,
narrator is uncomfortable.
it could be that, and I'll have to take that in.
Yeah, but
The
then there's this
violence
one.
itself is crooked panels.
It's Fard.
But then there's
Yeah.
that one where the corner's cut and it's not danger.
I went.
Well,
Ooh.
have they heard about the fact that they're on an egg yet? Or are
No.
they about to
So they
get
don't
their
know
own
it's
egg?
danger.
I went even more tinfoil hat, and I'm wondering if the corner that's clipped has an indication too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
like if it's
beginning
like
to
top
think
left,
we're gonna have to
bottom
like
left.
top right,
Yeah.
bottom right.
I'm looking at 3 right now, and there's 2 where it's clipped in the top left and 1 where it's clipped in the top right, and they're almost like towards the uh I guess the binding. So I'm like, I don't know, what does it mean now?
Right.
Need to get my tinfoil hat on or something.
Yeah. But also I I feel like we got like if we're looking at the two main characters, which at
Mhm.
this point are Marco and Alana, Hazel becomes a more prominent main character later. Right now, she's the narrator. Um, I feel like we got to know Alana more in the last book, and this is the book that we get to know Marco a little bit more. Um, so seeing the difference between him with his chosen family and his birth family and the way they come together. Um, I mean, really just the Marco family dynamics are so great in this book.
Mhm.
Um, but I think, I don't even think I'd looked at it until Josh said it earlier as this volume is all about fatherhood. Every thread of this volume, whether it's
Yep.
Robot or Will or Marco or
Or
Bar, what is
mhm.
centered in this volume
Or the
is
author.
father.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
and that made me, even as we were talking, start looking at some of the pages differently. You know,
Yeah.
which is again like that's Josh talked about how like any one of the story arcs could be its own book and it'd still be a great book. That's one part of what makes Saga great. The another part of what makes Saga great is every time you read it, you notice new things, whether
Yeah.
it's new things in the art or new things in subtleties of the story itself or the characters themselves or you know um yeah, you notice both new story things and new craft things, because what you have is one of the greatest stories I've ever seen told in any medium, put together by two absolute master craftsmen. Three, phonographics. We can't leave our letterers out. Letterers are important, and phonographics does a hell of a job here.
I was just
Um,
going to mention how the lettering impacts the book. I was looking at a page where we end with a panel where it's handwritten by Fiona Staples or whoever
yeah,
handwrites the. Is it phonographics?
phonographics does the bubbles, but when like Hazel and the handwriting
Yeah.
is Fiona.
But that
Yeah.
even that, like even Fiona's handwriting ties in with like and it said end
Oh,
chapter 11 in
absolutely.
this very like sans serif, like really like uniform
Hmm.
typeface, but like it works and it works like
Right.
almost too good. Like there's no you don't even you can't even tell you're transitioning. You're just like, all right, this one's over, moving on. Like it's so good you can overlook it because you don't think about
Right.
it because it's that
And,
interwoven.
and again, like I mean, this is another thing that I love just flipping it through. I'm on the second to last page right now, where Robot is reading to Heist, who he's already shot, in the middle of this multicolored circle. Almost feels like it's a swirl, but it's not because they're actually concentric circles. But because of the color, because of the placement of Robot, the entire rug on the floor is bringing your attention to him, and like he's got just the holier than thou. I've got all the time in the world to wait, and I don't care that you're bleeding and scared of me. And then I notice there's a fucking manual typewriter on the desk,
Yep.
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 which I love because I have my manual typewriter, and it's like one of my
And you have your
pride
VCR with your
possessions.
RCA cables.
And your camcorder.
Yeah,
Don't forget your
yeah,
camcorder.
That's what I
yeah,
meant.
yeah. Well, and this is a handmade wooden chair. I mean, this is like real craftsmanship on this chair.
Mhm.
I also want to say, just aside in this panel, I think his boots, Thor's boots, are really cunty. I think he's giving fashion. He's giving the
Yeah,
moment. I think these boots are high fashion.
yeah,
I think I really like. I just need to mention I love Thor's fashion in this entire comic. I love his character design. I love his outfit. I love the way the colors play with his like the grays of his like kind of tube TV head. I love it. And his boots are very, very highlighted in the scene. And his little cross-legged stature is just very like, I am the moment. And I'm reading to you and you're
yeah.
bleeding out and I don't even care.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really stupid. I just realized she does her coloring too, yeah?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Right?
Damn. I was like, who's the colorist on this? Oh, she is. That's amazing.
She does everything but the word balloons.
I love it.
She's incredible, man.
Absolutely love it.
I also love the quietness. If you really look in that same page, the panel after he reads, it says, "But he was dead wrong about my family coming to quiet us anytime soon, and it's just the stairs."
Mm-hmm.
I really like their use of foreshadowing with the stairs at the very bottom
Yeah,
panel
no,
on this
I
page.
mean, and Josh knows this, like comics, you've got like all sorts of places that you want to have, if not cliffhangers, at least like that thing that like compels the reader forward. And like Brian and Fiona, I mean, yes, they're the king and queen of cliffhangers. They're the king and queen of opening splash pages, but they are also the king and queen of the page turn.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean,
It kept me. No,
sorry,
you're
Bill.
good.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, like, it's so cinematic. Like, we see, panel 4, we see the Prince Robot, the stairs behind him, kind of in silhouette. Last panel, the stairs. You turn the page, up the stairs, draw our eyes to our heroes hiding in the lighthouse or the attic or wherever they are. It's great.
Which is why I should try to remind myself, though it works well either way, and for that matter, I've also read Saga panel by panel. There's no way of reading Saga that doesn't work really well. And that would be another one of my questions for Fiona. Was she considering the different ways that people read comics? Because, like, I know books that work really well digitally, and they're not bad physically, but like you can tell that they were designed for a digital format. I know books that don't work as well digitally because they were clearly designed to have the two-page spread as often as possible, that sort of thing. Um, like there is literally no way I've ever read this comic that I didn't enjoy every aspect of it.
To add to that, I read Saga for the first time fully online. I
Yeah.
had access to it for on Read Comic Online. Love Read Comic Online. And I read it. I read it fully there, everything. And to have a physical copy is a very different reading experience, but not different enough that I notice.
Mhm.
I appreciate it more because I'm turning pages, but it doesn't ruin the experience and it doesn't make it any better. It's the same book.
Well, and I only start to notice because I'm on like read 7,000 now. I'd read it many, many times before I started noticing that,
Yep.
oh, this works really well digitally. Ooh, this works even better physically. Ooh, did she know that people were going to read this panel by panel?
No, that's really cool that you noticed that because I've appreciated it the same way both formats and I've read
There,
both formats.
there was a 3 hour or there was a 3 year hiatus, and like it's only so long I could go without Saga.
You also missed our
Uh,
conversation about
though it was
Bar.
in that I
I
caught the
wanted
end of
to.
it. I caught the end of it.
Okay.
I might have to go back and listen to the podcast. I'm better at listening to podcasts when I'm not a part of them. So, like, I'll try to remember where I cut out and go, or I'll look at the transcript. Um,
Yeah, we make a comment.
but yeah, I think you would. I'm just like, it's one of the reasons I record to the cloud rather than locally. Is it seems like when I record to the cloud, the one downside is it sometimes has trouble when two of us are talking at once. But the upside is if somebody's got a bad connection or somebody drops out, it just keeps going. So, like, there are times where my guests can't hear me, but they talk to each other and they're on the recording, and you can't hear me on the recording. Every once in a while, I have a time where we're both on the recording, but we didn't go through to each other.
To go back to our bar conversation because I'm seeing I have this page. It's mainly red. It's where Alana yells help in the spaceship and she goes, I broke her, and she's holding the umbilical stump
Oh,
and she runs it out to Bar and she's freaking out. She's like, I broke my baby. What is wrong? And he is so tender and fatherly
yes.
in this scene. And he's just he cradles the baby and he's like, you're fine. Your baby is fine. Everything's okay. And in this scene, you go from freaking out with Alana, like, oh my God, what's wrong? To being like, oh,
Right.
it's all good. And Grandpa's got it. So I think this is
Right.
also part of why the reader gets so attached to him so quickly, is because he's just this serene, like calm, chill guy that like knows what's going on and wants to help like so intensely in every
Well,
single scene we get him.
and don't discount that like we almost immediately learn that he's gonna die.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
And for that matter, we almost immediately learn that he's gonna die and nobody knows he's gonna die, which just puts all of
Except
these
for Alana.
actions that he does. They all become defining actions. In his final moments, he's
Yep.
embracing his son's wife despite years of fighting her people. In his
Yep.
final moments, he's building armor for his family. You
Yep.
know,
And it's that he realizes he wasn't perfect, but
right.
he's going to do what he can to make everything right or good or as best as possible, as good as possible for, the generation to come. It's just that fatherly instinct.
I mean, I spent a lot of time in senior care, and unfortunately, I've also lost way too many people in my life too young. And like, it's a gift to both know roughly how long you have left or have an idea of how long you have left and still have the capability to do things with it. You know, most of the time, by the time you're at a point where you're like, oh, I've got a month to go, you're like, really? I have a month to go? Can we speed that up, please? Because I'm in pain and this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, so like to have one's faculties to be able to continue doing what one's doing, even as you know that you've got a limited time to do it, is is a gift. Um, and it's really character defining how one uses that gift, you
Yep.
know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how much more time we have left for questions, but there's a lot of men on this call. I am the only
I
girl,
mean,
and I'm a young girl. I don't know,
I
but
won't throw you out.
I wanted to ask, since there's fathers here, and this is a fatherhood issue, and we've danced around it, but we haven't asked any direct questions. What aspects of fatherhood resonated the deepest with you guys? Or what couple of aspects in this volume? Because it touches on so much of it. It's so overarching. Like, are you drawn to the most? What do you relate to the most? What kind of makes you cringe because you relate to it? What makes you feel good because you relate to it? Like, where do you fall?
Well,
How
Bar for
quickly well, I was going to say, I mean, even through all of them, really, how quickly, when you even know you're going to be a father, you can get to that point where like all that matters is that your child is okay.
Mhm. Or your grandchild is okay.
Right. And it doesn't even necessarily make you a better person. I mean, you hope that it makes you a better person, but I mean, like the will certainly didn't become, and like when he was suddenly confronted with the, oh wait, you mean there's something to do after I save the child, it like completely threw him off. And I think that there are lots of
Yep.
young fathers that are like that too.
Like he
But
didn't think it through the whole way.
right, what he saw was this child in danger that he felt affinity for, and nothing else mattered until that child was out of danger.
Yep.
You know,
And
I
he's like,
think
now I have a
even the
kid.
worst fathers, yeah, I think so. I think even the worst fathers in some moments would literally like break through walls for their kids. Um, Particularly when like they haven't started to understand what, because there's definitely a period, and I think it's even more with dads than moms, because like they're not growing in us. So they're a mildly abstract thing where it's like
Hmm.
we have all of these ideas of what it means to be a father, and we don't know which ones are true and which ones aren't, and we want to do a good job, but we also don't want people to think we're dumb, and some of us don't want people to think we're not manly, and and it gets even more complicated if there are relationship issues, or um do you know the writer Michael Chabon?
Me, no.
I got his books on the shelf behind me. Those
Yeah,
ones I've read.
Yeah, Michael Chabon won a Pulitzer Prize for Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. He wrote Wonder Boys, Telegraph Avenue. Yeah, but one of my favorite books of his is called Manhood for Amateurs, and it's actually a selection of essays. And one of the essays, he talks about being at the grocery store and having his kids screaming and yelling and crying and whatnot. And he opens up a box of Cheerios that he hasn't paid for yet. And he gives him a couple of Cheerios, and the kid is happy. And this old lady is like, "You're such a good dad." And he's sitting there going, "I mean, thanks. But in a million years, would anybody say to a woman who had only placated her child by essentially thieving from the store? I mean, he intended to buy the Cheerios, but like by giving them a few Cheerios to get them to shut the hell up. You're such a good mom."
Yeah, never. In no world would that
Never.
ever occur.
So like part of particularly those early father times are like wanting to be a good dad and having no idea what that means.
Yep.
Like none. I mean, I'm told that I was a good dad, and there's some evidence of it. My kids are doing pretty good. My grandkids are doing pretty good. I still don't know if A, I agree with them that I was a good dad, and B, what it means.
Josh, Dad, where do you guys stand?
I've we've touched on it. The moment where he teaches the kid to ride a bike, that was real for me. And the moment where Alana's freaking out and Bar's like, the kid's fine, totally fine, everything's fine. Like that is a conversation I've had with my wife so many times. Like, kids are fine, they're fine, everything's fine.
No, his quote, oh God, I'm probably not gonna be able to find it now, where he talks about it takes a lifetime to realize how to become a good parent. And then he gets stopped short and he doesn't finish it. It's like, fuck, I feel bad.
Oh no, we lost Belle.
She'll come back.
I know, but we're answering her question and she fell
Yeah,
out.
it's all right.
She fell out as you were answering.
Yep, that's all good.
The internet gods are not kind to us today.
They never are. That's the problem. Yeah. It's Bar. Don't be so hard on yourself. It takes a lifetime to learn how to be a parent. And by the time you finally start to figure things out, and he gets cut off, it's like, damn it, I can totally relate to that.
Right. There she is. So you're gonna have to tell her which page again. The internet gods are so uncool.
Look,
Mine.
if you're going to ask a question, at least stay on and listen to the
I
answer.
wanted to hear your answer the most, and my MacBook died. My effing MacBook died. I was so mad. My dad started speaking. I was like, this is the answer I'm waiting for. It's my dad. And it
And that's
turns off. I
exactly
have to
what
wait for
happens in the comic.
I gotta wait for the podcast to come out, man.
No, because I've told him he has to repeat himself.
Unbelievably accurate.
Okay, repeat yourself. Go. I'm here.
I don't know
I'm
what,
ready. You know what?
what was I saying, Ted? I forgot.
Oh my God. This guy.
Don't you dare, Matt.
This guy. This dude. Are you serious?
That's so funny.
Yeah,
So
but
you-
you still have the book open to the page.
I do. It's right here. Oh no, it's Bar when he's trying to tell Alana not to be so hard on herself, that it takes a lifetime to learn how to become a parent. And by the time you finally start to figure things out, he gets cut off. And it's like he never gets to finish the thought. And it's like, fuck, I understand where you are. It's like that is the most impactful panel in this whole volume for me.
Might it be because both your children are in college now?
Maybe.
Probably some. I think one of the most interesting things I ever heard from another parent, it was from my grandmother, talking about like how she thought she was a good parent, but at the same time, her children had certain issues and went through certain struggles and whatever, and like she knew she tried hard, but she also knew that she probably contributed some to those.
Inadvertently,
And that it
I'm
was
sure.
hard sometimes when they'd be calling for advice or help, or even just to have somebody to listen to, because she absolutely wanted to help and she absolutely wanted to listen, and she would impart what advice that she had, but she's like, but also remember that like I could be completely full of shit. Seeing as you are quite possibly having this issue because I didn't deal well enough with it in my life
Yep.
for you to avoid making my mistakes.
Again. Yeah.
I think that's you. I think, Tad, I think you just explained generational trauma. I think that's what you just
I mean, that's part
got
of
to,
it.
man.
I'm so glad I could explain generational trauma with extra steps.
I mean, it's
With an
it
anecdotal
is.
story and a great little tie-up. Like that's Tad, man.
It is, I mean,
Yeah.
every generation can only parent as well. And the hope is that your kids are better parents than you are. The thing that I am proudest of my son for is right now, I have a 6 and 4 year old grandchild, and he's younger than I was when he was that age. And I think he's doing a better job than I was when he was that age. And there's nothing that I'm prouder of in my life. And I have no idea how much I can actually take any credit for it. I don't really feel like I deserve any. He sometimes disagrees with me.
You're just thankful.
But I don't
it
want to
worked
speak
out.
for him because who knows if he disagrees with me today.
Yep, understood.
But I know I just blacked out. I was waiting for that to happen. I have my lights are on a timer, and because I like them on that timer, I didn't want to turn the timer off. I wanted to wait for them to go off and then turn them back on. But I can do it from my phone. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just like but even like when I look at my own issues with my parents, as I get to know about their relationships with their parents, I can see, oh, well, this is the next generation of a lot of that. And that makes me wonder what their parents had to go through.
I can add to that. In getting closer with my grandma, I've understood more of my dad, and I've gotten closer with both of them in the meantime, and also understood more about myself. It's very interesting.
Right.
Like you get to know the generations before you, and you, in doing so, get to know yourself better. It's very interesting. And then you learn how to be a better person outwardly from that point on because you can understand where you're coming from in your own brain, which is like so hard to figure out.
Right.
But I think that's just the point in my life where I'm at. I mean, I'm in my early 20s,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a
No.
long ride. I've still got a long way to go.
Your quarter life crisis.
My favorite phrase that I've come up with in the last decade is humaning is hard.
Yeah.
I don't like to
Preach.
say adulting is hard anymore because then I think back and go, no, college sucked. High school was worse. Middle
Elementary school's
school I
hard
wouldn't
too.
go back to for
Oh.
all the tea in China.
Middle school
Humaning
is
is
hell.
hard.
Rough.
What?
Elementary school was rough.
Middle
Yeah.
school is hell.
I
Yeah.
barely even remember elementary school, but I assume that if I hated middle school and I can barely remember elementary school, it couldn't have been better.
There's a reason why.
Oh man, yeah.
It
Your
might
brain
not have
is
been
protecting
worse,
you.
but it couldn't have been better.
Yep.
There was a lot of ADHD in elementary school.
No, I like the biggest thing that I've learned through the years is I try to just be open with my kids. Like I try not to have anything be off limits. And I also try to like not be overbearing. Admit when I don't know. Which is hard to do as a parent, particularly because there aren't many parents or generations of parents that think that way.
Well, yeah, because most parents were raised to think their parents were right. So when they're parents, they think they're right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And for that matter, I mean, I see it teaching too. You know, the number of times I have arguments about whether or not if we give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And I'm like, what kid has that actually been true for?
Right. Yeah. Show me the data.
Right. What kid has that really been true for? Where if we take their stated needs and or their obvious needs that maybe are outside of what other kids get
Yep.
and accommodate them because it's going to make them feel comfortable, it's going to make them feel safe, it's going to make them feel special, whatever.
It's going to make
That
them
they're going to
productive.
turn around and go, "Oh, you were nice to me, so I'm going to use you."
Mhm.
No kids like that.
No.
Hey adults, your trauma is showing.
My wife is a therapist, and we joke that if our kids need less therapy than we do, we've done a good job.
Okay.
No,
So,
I like that.
Josh, I'm Gen X. I have no therapy, so I've already failed.
Gang, I have all the therapy.
Me too. I had an emergency session today.
I love Jeff. I see him every Thursday. Emergency session, I hope you're well.
You say therapy. I say
I'm doing
push
better.
that shit down and drink and smoke weed.
No, I'm doing better. It was an interesting day. I also have therapists on my podcast in case I need them.
Wow. Well, that's planning ahead.
I
I hope
have
they don't charge by
therapists
the
and-
hour.
I have therapists and backup therapists.
Glad to know my role here.
Well, no, you're also good for other things, Lee.
Oh,
Wow. Okay, I think it's time we wrap this up.
Is phrasing still a thing? No.
Listen, I learned about butt stroking tonight. This has been a great success.
Yep.
This is maybe my favorite podcast I've ever been on. Like it's wonderful.
Aw,
Only on the Saga Book Club.
that's so fun. I was looking forward to this so much. I've had a rough week, man. I have like so many exams this week, and so much of college has been so stressful this semester. And I was just like, I have Saga Book Club. I have something to look forward to. I'll make it. So
Well, we got to get you into more book clubs so you have more things to look forward to.
I would love to have more things to read and more reasons to read them.
Oh, like hit me up. I will, Matt, give her my phone number. She can text
You
me.
got it.
We'll rope her in.
Yep.
I want younger voices. I mean, I like having as many different voices on this podcast as possible because like the conversation is more interesting.
That is definitely one way to describe my voice. Different.
Yeah, but
I
the
don't
industry
even
has
mean that.
changed
I
so
just
much from when
mean-
I was a kid buying, reading, enjoying comics. Like there aren't that many kids in the hobby.
It's
And if they
sad.
are, it does not mean they're
In-
reading them. They could just be buying them.
No. There aren't that many kids in the single issue hobby. There are a lot of kids in the manga, in the Raina Telgemeier, in
Yes,
the
that's
Abrams.
true.
When it comes to all of comics, there are still plenty of readers.
Yes.
The place where comic or Marvel and DC have and to a certain extent your local comic shops, not all of them, but like they have just failed to prioritize new readers.
Yep.
I also
When
just
you
think
start,
too, though, like when you're going to a comic book shop, there's also just like it is a lot of people from like my dad's generation. Like your general comic book shop, you're gonna run into
right,
maybe like 5 or 6 50-year-old dudes and maybe one person that's younger, but like probably a millennial and probably not my
If you're
Right.
age.
lucky. If you're lucky that day.
absolutely. But
Yep.
part of my point is so many comic shops have, rather than seeking out and trying to do things to capture the kids of their customers or do outreach to schools and libraries, have instead just been happy to sit back and keep their boomer, Gen X, older millennial customers and rest on the fact that they're making more money every year and therefore can buy more shit.
Well, don't worry. I'm carrying the Saga fandom on my back. I bought the first issue or first volume, and I've been loaning it out to every friend of mine. I think I've given it to
Nice.
3 people now, and they've all read it and are now reading it online. So I sometimes get
Nice,
texts like,
nice.
why did he do this? Why did Fiona draw that? Why is
Hey,
this?"
I
And I'm proud of myself for that.
when I worked in a comic shop, and I'm hoping Lee Bug Edgar, um, I'm hoping to be working in one again in the not so distant future. I like I used to have to convince my owner to keep it in stock.
Mhm.
And I remember coming in one day and there were 20 copies of volume 1 on the counter. And at 11, the store opened at 10. At like 11:45, he's like, "Are you happy now?" Or he called and said, "Are you happy now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're out." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "I sold them all." It's like, "How many customers have we had? 22? You sold Saga to 20 of the 22 customers?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was out for the last 2."
Yeah.
It's also like was that when Image? I don't know if they still do this. Like the first volume of their series, like the trade would be like $10.
Yep.
$10.
So it
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
yeah,
Price
of
lower
course
than
you would
that.
buy that.
But by the end of the day, we had sold. I think at the time 5 trades were available, and he had between 2 and 4 copies of each of the trades, and he also had um or no, 6 trades were available because the first 2 hardcovers were available. So we had 2 copies apiece of each hardcover. We had between 2 and 4 copies of each of the other trades. By the end of the day that day, we were completely out of Saga from people who had come back to get caught up. Like 0 Saga.
I think Saga carries the same magic for just adults in general that Diary of a Wimpy Kid carries for children. When I was a child,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
a period in my life where I didn't want to read a book. You couldn't pay me to pick up
Mhm.
a book as a kid when I was like maybe 8
Or,
to
or,
13.
dog man to this generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like Diary of a Wimpy Kid saved my like interest in reading as a child. And then got into high school, COVID hit, I was going through a lot, and my dad was like, "Hey, read Saga." And at some points I was like, "There's robot sex." My dad recommended this. But at other points I
I
was
mean,
like, "This book is literally making me want to read again." And I have to thank him and the
what
artist and the
was it
writer
your
for that.
dad that recommended it? I thought I recommended it and he seconded it.
I don't remember. I think I might have been on a podcast that I got it recommended, to be honest. I was listening in his office to something.
Okay, but I thought I recommended it in person when I met you the first time.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
it was the two of you. You conspired, the both of you.
yes.
Yes.
It's it.
Yes.
And I don't want to take anything away from your dad. I just feel like I was involved in that one.
No, you conspired.
Funny.
Because you wound up on the podcast the last time we talked about Saga too. Because it was your dad and I that did a Saga talk on a Saturday morning
I was there.
podcast way back when Tyler was busy. And you're like, I'm coming.
I did. Yeah.
You're muted, Josh. Josh, you're muted if you're trying to talk to us.
Oh, I was not. I was speaking of fatherhood, I was telling my children it is past your bedtime. Go to bed.
He's fathering. It's the fatherhood volume.
It's like
That's
you're allowed
Okay,
to
I'm going to bed, Josh. Sorry.
watch TV. You're allowed to watch TV while I'm doing this, but at 8 o'clock, you got to go to bed. Oh, it is after
Right,
8 o'clock.
right.
Somebody's not listening. It's the fatherhood one.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I got to work in the morning, so we should probably wrap up. But I love this book club. I hope that more people come and join us, just because this is a night. I mean, Lee, unfortunately, Dr. Ramos is one of the like 1 in a million people who reads Saga, appreciates its greatness, and still doesn't like it. Because like I feel like we're managing to accomplish with this what I hope to someday fully accomplish with the Joy, Resistance, Hope, and Survival book club. Which, by the way, like Belle, that'd be another good one for you. What are we reading for next time? Do you even remember, Lee? I know I have it written down somewhere.
I have to pull up my calendar.
I could use more fun things, man, to be so honest.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's a Sunday night book club.
Yeah, I think the next one we're reading is a Bitch Planet.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
That was
yeah.
Stop! That's how I'm literally reading that right now.
That one's
yeah,
good.
yeah. You should join for Bitch Planet. You should totally join for Bitch Planet. I will add you to the invite.
I'm gonna cry.
me
This
too,
is so
please.
exciting. This is so beyond exciting to me.
It's a couple weeks. I think
Yeah.
that one's the first Sunday of the month at 7, so 8 o'clock your time.
Yep. October.
I love Kelly Sue, so
The
I'm
first
in.
Sunday in October?
Yep.
Oh wow,
October.
cool.
Yeah. Did you see that we finally had Kelly Sue on, Matt?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you got to go listen to it. We finally had Kelly Sue on. Kelly Sue's awesome. I love
She
Kelly
is.
Sue.
I've talked
Actually,
to her
are
on
you
Twitter.
reading FML?
I am.
Belle, are you reading FML?
What's FML?
It's great. Read it.
FML is Kelly Sue's new book.
No, I'm not. Guys, I'm literally reading Saga and that's it. I'm being so honest. Tell me to read things
That's
so I
fair.
read
Well,
them.
you're reading Bitch Planet right now.
Yes, I'm in the first issue or volume, but I
Okay.
haven't finished it.
Okay. FML is Kelly Sue's current book.
Cool.
Matt, were you reading FML?
Mm-mm.
I am.
I'm looking it up right now. I'll find it.
Epic.
Josh, have you read the new issue?
I have it. It's in my to read pile. I'm right now, like I really enjoy FML, but the one that is totally jazzing me is Seasons, the Rick Remender series.
Oh, I need to read that. I need to
It's
read that.
awesome.
But I needed to brag because not only did I get a letter printed at FML, Kelly Sue wrote me the sweetest note in the world. So yeah, I'm in the new issue of FML. And ironically, in it, she promises that she hasn't forgotten and she will come on 22 panels, but she'd already been on 22 panels by the time that dropped.
So just hold
She
her to
also
it. Make her do it again.
yeah, well, no, she plans on coming back.
Make her
She
do it
gave
for
a-
Bitch Planet so I can meet her.
I might whisper it in her ear.
Oh, there you are.
Yep.
There you are.
But her note back to me at the top of the next column it made me cry. Particularly because she pointed out that librarians, teachers, and journalists have always been her heroes, and me too. So, yeah,
Me 3.
yeah. So, for all these folks, this has been the Saga Book Club on 22 panels. And Matt, you going to take us out?
We'll continue after the next page.